now my pleasure to introduce Dr. FabFamily, President and Chief Executive Officer of Midwestern University, who will deliver her remarks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dobler, and welcome to all of you to this very wonderful special ceremony for our students. As all of you know, this is our white coat ceremony for 2012 on our Glendale campus, and it is a symbol of great opportunity that we in fact come together to witness the students getting their first white coat. I really am very honored to have so many families with us. When I look at all of the families that have joined us, I realize how much support and care each of the students comes with when they begin their careers. I also wish to thank the staff that had to set this up and do all the logistics. And I'd like to quickly introduce the administrative team of the university as they participate in this special event. You've already met Dr. Arthur Dobler. He is our Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer. Dr. Karen Johnson is the Vice President, University Relations. Dr. Mary Lee is a Vice President, Chief Academic Officer for Pharmacy, Health Sciences, and Optometry. Dr. Dennis Paulson is the Vice President, Chief Academic Officer for Dentistry, Medicine, and our new College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. John Burdick is the Dean of Basic Science and the Vice President of our Multi-Specialty Clinic Operations. Dr. Denny McCallion is the Dean of the College of Pharmacy, Glendale. Dr. Jacqueline Smith, the Dean of the College of Health Sciences, Glendale. Dr. Lori Kemper, Dean of the Arizona College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Russell Gilpatrick, the Dean of the College of Dental Medicine, and Dr. Donald Jernigan, the Dean of the College of Optometry. Let's give all of them a wonderful welcome. We began this white coat ceremony in 1997. And we did this inviting all of our very first year students to celebrate their new careers and entering healthcare. And we decided at that time that it was so important for us to talk about professionalism with every one of you and have a symbol of what we expect from you as a student and when you receive this white coat. So we started that in 1997, and it became a very important rite of passage, one that we have always maintained since. Now, the use of the white coat actually dates back to the 19th century. Before that time, the physician never put on the white coat because the white coat symbolized scientific work, and it really represented people in labs. But it was really back in the 19th century that physicians decided that the white coat was the integration of the art of healing and the science of healing. And long before, all of the other professions adopted the same white coat because it was the symbol of science and art in healing patients. Well, it was in 1997 when we began. We were one of the very first schools to do it. And we started it the same year that the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation gave a grant in order to have schools begin this ceremony. Today, I think it's used in almost every university in healthcare around the country. Now, I want to talk a little bit about symbolism today because the white coat is symbolic of many things. And for all of you that are putting on your first white coat today, I want to talk a little bit about what is expected when you wear the white coat. Now, I can tell you that many of you are worried about exams and tests and classes, and you probably got this invitation and said, why now? Why do I have to do it now? I got so much on my plate, and now I got to take an afternoon to get a white coat. So there is a reason we do it early in your profession. And I think I'll tell you how it works by telling you a quick story. I always love to give brief stories. And this story goes back to when I was growing up with younger brothers. And my parents had this ritual that every Saturday afternoon, they would do the grocery shopping. And they would leave us home. And they would give us lists of to-do lists, little task lists. And I can remember all of us would get our little lists, and it would be anything from, take out the garbage, wash the dishes, clean our rooms. And we'd hear them leave, and the last thing we did is get to our list. Instead, we were really good at playing with the dog, being in the backyard, doing anything except the list. And then the inevitable, every week. We'd hear the car coming in the drive, and we would spring into action like whirlwinds. And I can tell you, my brothers would pray for divine intervention. We would be running around thinking that Miracle was going to do the dishes in a second. And we would be fast, trying to get everything done, because we had put off something we should have done earlier. And so, the white coat, doing it now in your professional career, is a way of saying to you, there are things that are going to be expected of you that you can't put off. You can't put the task on the back counter and say, I'll get to it later. You can't decide when you're going to become a professional is when you see your first patient. Because you know that could be a year, it could be 2 years from now. And the expectation is going to be that you need to start acting the role you want to be today. So when you get this white coat today, it is a way of saying to you, don't put those things that we're going to expect of you on the back burner. Don't ignore them. You're not going to get divine intervention to pass an exam if you don't study for it before. And you're not going to be able to say, well, I'll act like a serious person when I see the first patient. All of that takes time, and you can't do it overnight. So you are in a tough, difficult curriculum, every one of you. And it's going to take a lot of perseverance. It's going to take an awful lot of energy for you to really be successful every day of this career. I know that all of you learned at an early age that you could trust the white coat. Whether it was seeing a pediatrician, a dentist, a pharmacist, whether it was in a clinic, whomever it was, if they wore a white coat, they sent something to you and to your parents that they were being trusted, that they were going to look out for you. And so when you see someone in a white coat, we automatically think about what comes back in our minds, someone to take care of people. As a child, I had an aunt who was a pediatric nurse, and I would often go to the hospital to visit with her. And she was a grand lady, and she always had a little starch white dress if you've ever seen. And nurses back then had these cute little caps and a cape. And I can remember walking down the street, and I could see people nod and say hello to her and step out of the way. And one time I finally said to my aunt, why do people do that? And she looked at me and she said, it's the white uniform. People always respect you if you're in a white uniform. Well, today, your white uniform is going to be put on you by your dean and faculty. That itself is a very big symbol. It's them inviting you into the club. It's them saying to you that you are going to be a health professional and have the same standards as they do. It's not a coincidence that they're the ones who put the coat on and not just your colleagues, because they're inviting you into the profession that they represent, and that's extremely important. Today also you're going to take an oath. After you get the white coat, you're going to make an oath as a student. And that student oath is going to say that you are going to learn and take every opportunity you have as seriously as possible while protecting your patients, while protecting each other, and being colleagues. That is so important today. You know, I think all of you have a wonderful opportunity and a great career ahead. But it is going to be the effort you put in every single day that's going to make it very successful. And believe me, it's not going to be easy at times, but I know you can do it. And to all the families that are here, I think the fact you're here is fantastic. And I have a few words for the families that I want to quickly share. And that is that the one that you love that's in the audience today as a first-year student is going to go through a very intense curriculum. They're going to have an awful lot of learning. They're going to have more exams than you ever imagined. And they're going to have really good days, and they're going to have some real difficult days. Your role for the next 2 to 4 years as a family member is extremely important. Your role is to support them, love them, share in the pride that they are bringing to you. You got to be there in the bad days and the good days, but you can't become the student for them. And I say this every year, and every year people go, well, how could we be? Well, you'd be amazed. Sometimes families have to let go and know that their loved one who wants to be a professional has to first learn to take care of themselves before they can take care of anyone else. They have to be an adult. They can't have you come and cook their meals and take their exams. They couldn't pass anyway, probably. And they've got to be the ones you've got to let go and just be there as the support system. But they're the ones who are going to have to do the curriculum. And so be there for them, care about them, make sure you understand what support they need, but let them really grow up and do this job as the professional they've worked so hard to become. And to every student that's here, thank you for choosing Midwestern. Thank you for being part of the healthcare team of tomorrow. And as you embark on your entire academic career, remember, we're here to support you, to make you successful, and make sure that every dream you had when you chose to come here is going to be fulfilled. So I thank all of you as you get your white coat and you join about 15,000 others that have either graduated or worn the white coat before you. You're going to be part of a fabulous, fabulous healthcare team. So wear it in pride. And thank you very much.
The students will now be coated by their college representatives.
Hand to lead.
Allison Gerlach. Azim Alahi.
Anastasia Langenfeld. Sean Lapine.
Philip Cole.
Okay, before I do it, I think all of us ought to give this sea of white coats a great big round of applause. Now, I'm going to ask you to read this with me and not have me read it to you and then you read it back. We're going to do it together. And I want you to think about how important it is that you say it loud, clear, and mean it. So let's start at the very beginning. Everyone's got it in the book. It's right inside the cover. Everyone ready at the same time? All right. As I embark on my course, please be seated. Before I conclude my comments, I need to do a couple thank yous. And the first thank you is to all the faculty that participate today and are helpful to make everything flow right. We've got so many faculty here. I want the faculty to stand, and I'd like everyone to give them a big thank you and a round of applause. And next, I can tell you that the job of reading names is not all that easy. And they did a wonderful job. So if all the name readers would stand up, let's give them a great big thank you. And then before I conclude my comments, I just want to take one more opportunity to thank all the family members that are here. You are so respectful of all the colleges and the entire healthcare team before us that I want you to know how much we appreciate you being on campus and being here for this special event. And to all the students that are here, it is a great start to your career. And I know that today is a day where it's exciting. You've got this white coat. I hope you put it somewhere that when you have tough days and you're really stressed about an exam, you look at the coat, you put it on, and you remember why you're doing this. And as part of your careers, keep focused on what is in front of you and what you want to spend your life doing. And so the coat means so much to you that I really hope you wear it with pride. Because in fact, you are the healthcare team of the next generation, and we need all of you. So thank you very much for participating in this, being with us today, and may the next few years of your education be a wonderful experience. Thank you very much.